Welcome back, everyone, to No Small Feat. Wait, shit. Welcome back, everyone, to Wake of the Red Death.
Wow.
This is what I get for spending the same weekend planning two very, setting-similar campaigns.
So that wasn't Miranda
Red
Esper.
yeah, what was Miranda?
Oh, I like the name Miranda. Last time, well, there was some political maneuvering, some wheeling and dealing in the wonderful city town of Junatonia. Our heroes met their new favorite person, Sir Skeva, who they love and want to be their best friend forever.
Yeah, if I love level of violence.
We love him. We'll pay for his funeral out of our own pocket.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a good old time finally meeting a representative of the Kingsmen. And it was good. There was a slight assassination attempt. But it's fine. It's all fine. And our heroes got all of the NPCs they loved to safety. They did witness a bit of a massacre as the forces of the Mars Militia and the Emperor's men collided in the city streets, resulting in the 90-some Emperor's men being reduced to 15, and the 40-some Mars Militia being reduced to 1.
I thought it was more like 15 Mars Militia.
Maybe it was more of 30 or 20. It wasn't like
it was
that
20.
lopsided.
20 sounds like what was mentioned last session, but
Yeah.
that doesn't matter.
Because we only saw like
Point being,
5 active.
there's one left.
And soon there
Sir-
wouldn't be that.
Sir Skeva and his few remaining men have returned to the manor that they're making a home base in. And Jonas, formerly known as Hole, found Centurion Corpse, the last member of the Mars Militia standing, bleeding out from a mortal wound. And despite their distaste for the Mars Militia, Jonas not only healed Centurion Corpse, but convinced him to pray to Mars. And Mars answered. That's where we are. Jonas and Centurion Corpse stand in a field of identical slain corpses beneath a smoke-choked sky, lit by distant fires of war, and towering above them in bronze and copper armor of days past, fitted over a form that is more machine than man, the enormous presence of Mars, the god of war himself. Mars Militia? He says with glee to Centurion Corpse. And also to Jonas. How am I pronouncing this god's name that you've named yourself after? Janice Joplin. Okay, we got it.
Janus Crow.
Janus
yes.
Crow.
This is Corpse.
Yes? And Ares swings a horrifying taloned hand down, stops just shy of splattering this guy on the ground, and taps him on the back with one of his horrifying saber claws. Good job! I'm so proud of you! What?
What?
You've survived! What? Come here, and he picks you both up in his, like, monstrous taloned hand and lifts you up so you're face to face with the giant caricature mask that serves as his face beneath his ant-like helmet. You're a member of the Mars Militia and a survivor of the Great War against the Red Death. War? Yes! The greatest war, the war of survival, the war against extinction. You survived! You won! What? Come with me! And he shepherds you all to his temple. He says, now Janice has seen this all before. I've been trying to talk to you and your fellow chaps for a very long time, but you never stick around long enough for me to answer the prayer. It's been very frustrating. What?
You know my name?
And he lowers you both down into his field of grain, and Corp's like, what is this? Is this a farm? Yes! I've been taking up hobbies! What?
Corp!
And Mars proceeds to explain what he has told to you, Jonathan, and your group before, about how after a couple wars of conquest, the Mediterranean Pantheon, the Olympians, came to the joint decision, which Mars didn't fully agree with, but consented to abide by, that they should pull out a little bit and maybe let the mortals do their own thing and not meddle quite so directly anymore, because it was getting a little weird. And because he couldn't directly go and be on the battlefield and fight with people, Ares got really bored, or Mars got really bored, and started tinkering with some things. And he realized that there are other wars, other conflicts that mortals have. That the battle of man versus man, of country versus country, isn't the only battle for survival that humans have. There's the battle for food, the battle against starvation, the battle against dehydration, the battle of thirst, the battle against disease, against plague, pestilence, the battle against famine, the battle against death itself and the destruction of everything one holds dear. All of these, in Mars's eyes, are wars. And so I've dedicated myself to helping my soldiers through every war. And right now, my dear Mars Militiaman, you are still embroiled in the greatest war, the first war that all mortals must fight. The war against death. The war against extinction. Your leader wants to wage war on other countries. He wants to put Mediterra into conflict when its people are struggling to feed themselves, are struggling to keep the hearths lit and the homes warm, are struggling just to have the numbers to survive. If you go to war with other countries, there won't be another war. It will be the end. Extinction. And then I'll be really bored.
I'll be.
God damn it.
I'll be.
Well, like you said, I need you people around. I need you fighting constantly. All these glorious struggles. You can't lose to extinction. You can't lose to death. You can't all go to Uncle Hades' farm where you run around and play, I assume. What? Yeah, he's got like a big field or something that everyone goes to play in. I don't go there. I don't see what happens. It's very upsetting.
That.
The Elysian Fields.
Oh god. Now I have to think about what happens if I die. Great.
You need to live, and you need to propagate. You need to make more people. Now is not the time to go searching for a fight against your fellow man. That can come later. Right now, you have to fight with your fellow man to survive. So,
Please don't say what again.
what do you want me to do? And Ares lowers himself, and perhaps even you're not quite sure because time and space in this dimension, the land of the gods, is not consistent the way it is with you in the mortal world. But he almost seems to shrink down a bit
Oh,
as he tries to get on Corpse's level, and he says, "You must convince the people of Mediterra, and your fellow militiamen in particular, that war against each other is harmful right now. That the god of war says their fight is against starvation and pestilence and famine and extinction itself. And their brothers in arms are every living being left on this world. Until this world recovers, no wars. Do you understand? And this is the word of Mars, god of war and agriculture. As I told you, I've taken up farming.
that's the bread I gave you. Corpse?
Corpse looks at I'm just a centurion. They won't believe me. And the talons wrap on his shoulder tenderly, despite the fact that they were so clearly meant for violence.
Oh.
You are my soldier.
Oh.
Janus and their friends. They have a task from me, and you will help them see to it. They will find my dragon, Cuddles. Cuddles? Cuddles. Shall bring it to your General Dirt, and you shall tell him the word of Mars. And if they are faithful, they will listen.
And if not?
And Mars in all of these interactions has been jovial and kinder than reputation would have you think.
Yeah.
But when you say that, there's a tilt of the head, and suddenly that mask with the sharp-toothed grin takes on the darkness and cruelty that's far more associated with Mars in behavior, as he says. Then war shall come to them. Got that? Yes? Good man! And he pats him on the back, and suddenly you and Corpse are back in Junotonia.
Wait. Oh, damn it.
Corpse has the wide-eyed, glassy stare of a man who's just had a vision of a god and needs to process that.
I mean, yeah.
Basically learned his entire life's purpose was a lie.
Corpse? Congratulations. You've spoken to your god.
I think.
Like,
Hey, buddy, we were there with you when we first met him too.
yeah, I saw him. It's a lot. But he's putting a lot of faith in you. Are you? Can you walk?
Yeah.
She'll arm. They'll arm under his arm. Help him stand up.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get you safe before Sir erectile dysfunction comes back and tries to kill you the rest of the way.
And Corpse follows you and leaves his Mars Militia armor behind.
I do scoop up my mask. Because I had taken it off during that
Yeah.
whole thing.
You guys rejoin the group in the mayor's mansion.
So you guys get to see that I saved Corpse.
So I'm not as privy to Mediterranean customs, but that's a severe slight to the goddess of hospitality, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, absolutely. But more importantly, at the moment, Corpse is alive, and he has spoken to Mars.
And this man is he is not really capable of processing this yet.
I think that silence is everyone turning to look at him and seeing the shamble of a man.
I think it's a bit. I think he should at least be taken to at least to go lay down for a bit.
He's been given the task to go help us. So yeah, to lead him to a bed.
So the city. To Alex asks, is the city still on fire? TT.
Is the city what?
Still on fire.
I mean,
Yeah, there's parts of it that need to be put out. The plus side is that the combat is over. So yeah, there's some fires to put out.
Definitely want to help with that.
But that also leaves the problem of unwanted guests still in the city.
One thing at a time. Let's
we
put
can
out those
deal-
fires.
We can deal with that once the city's no longer burning. So you're going to be alright here by yourself?
He nods shakily.
You need a bottle of whiskey.
He nods shakily.
Hand him a bottle that's probably got pilfered from a cabinet somewhere.
Alright, you guys ready to put out some fires?
Yeah.
Alright,
I have ice magic, so
I mean, this is Fabula Ultima, my friend. We don't gotta roll
I know,
shit.
but like flavor-wise, you know.
But yeah, so you guys all you managed to put out the fires, restore damage. I'm gonna say we're gonna do a group check just because I don't think we've done a lot of those. And it's good to get the practice. So I'm gonna say Dex plus Insight, anoint a leader, and basically we're gonna say this is a success based on the leader's roll. Everyone else rolls to see whether they add one to the leader's roll or not.
I have the highest. I have the highest dex, and at my second highest skill.
Insight.
How high is your dex
Shitty dex.
comparatively?
My dex is a D4, I think.
Yeah, I have a high dex, and I have a D10 on dex and a D8 on insight.
That is more balanced than mine, yeah.
How about for everyone else? What's their scores looking like?
I got a D8 on Dex and a D6 on Insight.
Okay, I have a D6 on dex, okay, not a D.
Alright, so I have a D10 plus a D8 then, alright.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you.
You elect
What was the roll?
Insight plus Dex.
Like that? Anticipate, okay.
Yeah.
Bleh.
That or dodge.
Already clicked anticipate.
Alright, so
Ah.
So Cassidy adds 1. Gore adds 1. Alex, did you roll? Yeah, Alex adds 1. So that's 3 added to 9. That's a 12. That's a success. You guys put out a significant number of fires. And you managed to, like, reduce the property damage that people that is suffered here, and then just overall, you did a good job.
thankfully, all the people whose homes burned down were already dead.
Yeah, yay!
Yay!
You say, is that a thing that said?
No.
Okay. Paul would not appreciate.
Survivors can just move into good houses. There's plenty of them left.
Yeah, especially once we kick motherfucker out of this fucking city.
He's only squatted in one house. Granted, it's the nicest house.
It's a nice house.
Yeah.
Established yesterday is connected to a sewer. Already, like, the gears are turning in Lyca's head.
We'll deal with that. We can deal with that later. Let's, make sure everyone's alive first. Oh, shit. Sorry, Cassidy.
Oh my god.
Fucking microaggressions, Janice. Jesus.
I know, Janice didn't say that. I did.
DM,
Yes,
may I have a scene?
absolutely.
Alex does. I remember something vaguely from the last episode about the fairies we brought in or helping with the fire efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that since one of our members is a water mage, they don't probably need that much help. Alex wants to go help the orcs, and as he does so, fetching a bucket of water from a nearby well.
Mm-hmm.
As he gets close enough to the blaze of a house to feel its roaring heat upon his skin, he instead grows cold.
Mm-hmm.
The world kind of slows to a crawl, and it's almost like frozen, and in that kind of bullet time, he is transfixed by the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a sort of quiet terror that creeps through his veins, like ice water, as the fire kind of takes on a vague, half-remembered shape, like out of a dream. And as he's trying to make out what appears to be a horned silhouette, he only now realizes the thumping he hears is probably his own heart. And he starts hyperventilating, and in the night, with all the fire burning around, in his panic, he kind of forgets where he is.
Understandable. As you're having this vision, you feel a hand upon your shoulder.
Alex will startle.
You see a familiar, well, to call it a familiar face would be incorrect factually. A familiar pair of eyes beneath a mask that covers the top half of the face, and the veil that covers the bottom half, and the hood that covers the rest of the head with the strange artistic crown, as well as the 3 face-shaped shields, one over each shoulder and one over her back, as the robed figure of the Great Witch Miranda de Circe hovers over you, much as she did when you were a child, and said, "Alex, my dear."
Auntie?
I'm here.
Yes. Sorry, it's. I wasn't expecting the city to burn down. It's been a night.
I can imagine. Why don't we get someplace a bit less torn up? Is there a place you have been staying?
Yeah, there's an inn. My companions. We've been staying there.
Well, let's find these companions of yours. So Miranda de Circe comes with you as you search for your friends in the city. Everyone else, what are you guys doing?
Putting out fires.
Yeah, putting out fires. Like, looking, Gore's probably on top of a building somewhere, looking around to see if there's anything else nearby.
So far things seem quiet. No further reinforcements are coming for the Emperor's men, which is good. And likewise, there do not seem to have been any surprise reinforcements from the Mars militia. Almost like they worship a god who doesn't really care for such subterfuge. Don't tell the Emperor's men that. They might have to change their tactics.
Janice is running themselves ragged a bit.
Mm-hmm. Eventually, you all see Alex with a tall, somewhat terrifying looking witch. I mean, maybe not terrifying is the right word, but imposing. You know, when someone dresses that eccentric in this world, it's sort of a warning sign, you know?
Yeah.
It's like seeing a kid with pink hair in your class. You know some shit's gonna go down, but what type? You know? Are we in for wacky high school shenanigans, or are they piloting a robot to help end the world in instrumentality? You know, it's a bit of an alarm.
Meanwhile, Like is like, oh no, is this one of my dad's weird friends? What if I did?
You're Alex's aunt.
Yes.
I mean, you're Alex's aunt.
Yes. You said that twice. If you say it a third time, it's good luck.
Sorry, I had to make sure my mask was on properly.
Yes, they do get a little snug wearing these, don't they? She says, gesturing to her own.
Yeah, yes, they do. Can be quite uncomfortable for long periods, but
Have you found a way to properly clean yours? Is that made of leather?
oh god. Shit, TT. Actually thinking about it now. What is a common material for these masks?
Leather.
Leather. Okay. Yes, it's made of leather. This one soaked up magic. It seems to mostly be pretty easy to maintain.
That's good. You are a healer?
Yes. A witch.
Then I am humbled to be in your presence. One of the most necessary people in these times. And in all times, really, but in times of plague especially.
I'm flattered, ma'am. I'm Honored to be in your presence.
She nods and then she looks at the rest of Alex's retinue, and her eyes fall on Leica.
Uh-oh.
Cambion?
Yeah.
She comes close to you, and it's not inherently threatening, but she's very tall, and the robes and the big shields and the crown add to the illusion of size.
How tall are we talking? Are we talking like 7 foot, 6 foot?
I would say within the realm of human possibility, but in the upper limits. So, probably like 6'8".
And then shorter than her mom.
Yep. She
your
looms
mom's
over
pretty
you
old,
just a bit in a way that feels very mommy. And she leans in perhaps just like a quarter of an inch too close, and she says, "And who is the source of your unusual heritage?"
My mother and my father on both sides.
And who is the source of theirs on both sides?
My mother doesn't talk about hers, but my father says it was a succubi.
Well, that doesn't narrow things down at all. All demons can be succubi or incubi. Or one of the 12 other they have.
Namely, that's just me saying that. Out of character. One's father is legally distinct. I mean, one's mother is legally distinct from Faust. That's not the Faust.
One of them definitely has Rubicante as a parent.
Did you say 12 genders?
14, dear.
14 genders.
So,
At least that's what we've been able to get out of them. There's probably more.
Here's the list of genders. We could use your help expanding it.
I've only been getting familiar with 3.
Well, luckily you're not a demon.
Yeah.
She looks at you closely. I've decided I believe you. And she pats you on the head, and then looks at Gore.
To who, Leica or?
To Leica. It's all very mommy.
Leica feels very patronized right now.
Yes.
Damn it, I left home to get away from this.
Meanwhile,
Janice
is terrified.
I imagine it's about around this time that the fucking voice comes back. The kid never felt such
It has been a
disrespect before.
So
She had a sweet fragrance. And a height that seemed familiar, but achingly welcome.
Knock it off!
There's an invisible imp on your shoulder.
I began to wonder if perhaps I have some issues I haven't fully resolved. But enough of that. The night beckons. The work is never done.
The fucking imp.
She looks to Gore.
he's been kind of just watching the situation, but she turns to him, he straightens up, does a quick bow, he goes, "Oh, 1 moment, madam," and just, poofs down there. Goes, "Hello there. You may call me Gar." He does another quick bow.
She returns the bow very respectfully. She says, "I take it you serve no court?"
"No, taken to bit of wandering."
An excellent use of one's life. A pleasure to meet you, Gore.
Pleasure's all mine, ma'am.
And then she looks at Cassidy. And a spirit.
Cassidy is currently demanifest.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. Your wood's present. That felt weird to say. Get that out of your mouth. Your plank. Nope.
Anchor.
Your board.
Your staff, yes.
That feels better. Still doesn't feel great, but it feels better.
That hunk of wood.
Your block of wood. Nope.
Your focus! Your foci!
Your focal point is here. And whether you're manifesting or not, you are haunting these people. And a spirit. Somewhat shy spirit.
Janice does kind of like... I guess Janice is the one holding the board with them, so...
Like,
Her
did you
name is-
intend to create a heroes company?
I'm sorry?
Well, forgive me if I'm wrong, but 5 unlikely companions of unique backgrounds, different skill sets, traveling together with a unique treasure in their possession.
Oh god!
That's a heroes company. If I didn't know better, Alex, I'd think you were sent on a quest by the gods themselves.
About that, that wasn't our intention when we came together, but we did sort of pick up a mission on the way from the gods.
Find someplace comfortable and you can tell me all about it. I wish I had Miranda's sprite, but for some reason it's not in my files. Do you still have that, DZ?
I'll locate it.
Mm-hmm.
As they're going, Janice will like whisper to the board.
Do you want me to introduce you, Cassidy?
Yes, please.
Are you alright? Is this too familiar?
A little.
Well, I've got you. Don't worry. Mr. Cersei,
Yes.
the spirit traveling with us, her name is Cassidy. This state that things are in currently have her uncomfortable.
Rattled.
That's
Rattled.
very fair. The ghosts
She
of
is-
the departed do not linger for pleasant purposes.
There's a little side eye at the board.
Tell your friend to tend to her emotions. And that, if she wishes to talk while I am here, I am willing to give her audience. And if she wishes to remain apart, then I bear her no ill will.
I will pass your message along.
I imagine you guys head to the inn, both because it's one of the only sets that I have at the moment, and also because it's a nice, comforting home. Who doesn't like to be around beer and food?
And tea and rum.
And a guy named Fred. Hey, it's me!
I will relay to Cassidy what said. And
Cassidy, would you like some bread?
Yes, please.
Crow will pull some of the bread out. Like she pulled some out for Corpse earlier, but those are big loaves. So
Yep.
she'll pull out another chunk and put it just like with the board.
If there's one thing that I, Mars, am known for, it's my big loaves!
Does his dragon want none unless you got buns?
God damn it!
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I could just imagine now that he's taken up making bread. He keeps feeding bread to the dragon, so it's kind of gotten fat.
Oh,
I mean, it's an old style Western dragon. Those suckers were fat already.
I'm gonna say this. I haven't finalized the design of the Mars worm, but it is going to look pampered.
I mean, his name is Cuddles. He better be cuddlesome.
yeah.
Are we talking like Thimberchod pampered or?
Again, I haven't finalized the design, but noticeably well fed.
That beast belongs on somebody's lap.
So you sit with this very elegant and mysterious looking witch in a fucking bar.
Imagine, like, with the others having now traveled with them for a little bit, would notice how tense Janice's movements are.
Meanwhile, Alex is calming down in her presence.
Likely, it looks like the most embarrassed you've ever seen her.
Gore's just vibing.
Gore, this is fine.
So cool, new tall friend.
So, tell me of your exploits.
Well, where to begin? We were brought together on a job to raid the fortress of a wizard.
Already she looks concerned. Which wizard?
But before you get mad, he's dead. But
that's
Ransagar.
Oh, that's very good. I liked him.
Yeah.
He was an awful wizard.
Yes, there were a lot of dead children in his tower.
Well, that doesn't seem out of character, but was there a reason why? A ritual he was creating?
Yes, a ritual that he succeeded in.
The beak's face is staring at you.
The bar, by the way, is empty.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah, but still, the Philosopher's Stone's a big deal.
Yeah, it's like yes, it's the ritual did succeed. He did manage to create an object of power. The one that I mentioned in the when we last spoke.
Alex, feel free to confer with your friend on the matter, but if you do not tell me everything, I will not be able to give you good advice.
I intend to, but he's gonna look back. Understandably, they don't know you as well as I do, so they may be hesitant.
What do the stories say about her?
Well, that's difficult. Because one can never really trust stories about witches.
That is true.
Which being a witch. Like, it's very much a taboo profession. And there are a lot of stories that from experience as a witch, even if you weren't a very successful witch, you would know are bullshit. The Circe Coven, the Coven of Circe. It's one of the three largest Mediterranean covens, and they make up sort of the backbone of the ill-defined, for lack of a better word, church of Hecate, the goddess of crossroads and witchcraft. Um, they are dedicated to the concept of magic as a force of chaos and change, and anarchy. They despise power structures and hierarchies, and love shifts in power and status. They love change, which makes them loathed by pretty much any power structure in place. There are thousands of horrible rumors about Miranda de Cersei. You know, people who claim she represents all the horrible deeds ascribed to her coven's founder, the great witch of antiquity, Cersei herself, who turned sailors and heroes into pigs and convinced their friends to slaughter and eat them. Underplaying the fact that Cersei's help was critical in getting Odysseus home, but there are the usual witch claims of her eating children and breaking into people's houses and leading people astray and being the whore of devils and yada yada yada, and conspiring to bring doom and ruin and famine and plague. Generally, when these things are claimed about witches, it is bullshit or exaggeration at best. Overall, her reputation is one of subtlety and cunning. She's not like Baba Yaga, who's constantly being like a huge role in shaping history. Miranda de Cersei seems to prefer being the tiny push that sets off an avalanche. You know, the pebble that begins the rolling of rocks. She doesn't like to be the focus of stories. She likes to just be there to make sure some shit starts.
Okay.
Alex will look to you, Janice. There's no one else on Earth I would trust as much as her.
Is there like what is the insight roll?
You can roll a double insight or an insight willpower to try and see how much you can judge the motivations of this mysterious masked woman.
Yes. Roll that. 16.
Okay. The one thing you can tell from the interactions you've had so far is that the one thing that cannot be feigned is a genuine familial and paternal love and worry over Alex.
Okay.
That when Alex calls this woman his aunt, it is clear that she views that role in a very literal and serious sense. That she is, if anything else, family to this boy.
Okay. So, like, she, no matter what else, probably has his best interest at heart.
Yes.
Alright. And they will look, into Alex's gaze for a second.
We have a Philosopher's Stone.
Ranzagar made a Philosopher's Stone.
At great cost. Not to himself, of course.
There's a moment where her eyes, the only visible part of her face, sort of like look at the ground, and you hear like a little cluck, like a not quite a chuckle, but just like a Ranzagar the Rabid made a Philosopher's Stone. And suddenly her hands, emerge from her cloak, covered in her fingers covered in rings, She waves, and you see a supernatural darkness fill the area around you, as if to make assurance double sure that there will not be prying eyes and ears. And she looks at you and says, "May I see it? Not touch it, not take it, but see the stone."
Well, that would be in Alex's care.
Isn't it inside 14?
I think we were afraid of putting it in there.
Yeah, I remember that you guys. I'm fairly certain I remember the suggestion was made, but you guys decided against it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
we can't. We don't entirely trust 14 and
Yeah, because 14 is programmed to bring the stone.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
He's not programmed under any obligation to remain with us. Well, Alex will reach into his bag. Well, there was a lot of discussion about who would carry the stone because, like you said, you don't want to touch it because it's so reactive to magic, so I've been the one holding onto it. And he reaches into the bag and pulls it out.
She leans in and she examines it. Yep. That's about what I expected. You can put it away.
Quickly shoves it back down in the bag.
So, you slew Ranzagar and found this in his possession. Ranzagar lived over by Mercurio. What brought you here?
Well, as I said, this was a job. We were hired for it. We have no intention of following through on it because we do not trust.
We are looking at our options.
Yeah, but the one who put us up to it was a middleman for Ozymandias down south.
At that, there's a flash in her eyes of recognition, and though she's very good at keeping a poker face, definitely a flicker of some emotion tied to that recognition, but it's muted enough where you can't quite tell what it is.
With my previous role, would that get me anything there?
No.
Okay.
Very guarded.
Ozymandias wants a Philosopher's Stone. And you agreed to bring this to him?
I don't believe we agreed to anything formal. The job was to simply kill Ranzagar. He immediately shuts up.
And she puts a hand on your shoulder and she says, "We've talked about this. When dealing with those who can cast spells, exact words are very important, especially when regards to the exchange of services and goods. Did you or did you not agree to deliver this to Ozymandias?"
Forgive me to give me a moment to recall. It's been
It's
a very
fine.
eventful week.
It's fine.
Did we, TT? I'm trying to remember if we agreed to those exact words.
We may not have agreed to words, but I'm pretty sure we signed
you-
a paper.
When you brought it back to Folly, he gave you the option. If you don't want to carry it further, you can take the payment that was offered and be on your way.
Yeah.
But if you want all the things Ozymandias promised, you have to get it to him.
Alex.
And because you did agree to get it to him, and that's the only reason Folly lets you go with it. So you did make an agreement to bring this to Ozymandias as best as you were able.
Alex. We signed the contract.
She closes her eyes and has a little bit of a frustrated mom sigh.
Although, if I may,
She looks at you, with, again, it's not angry, or menacing, but just that sort of calculated expression. Very, I don't mean to keep describing her in mom terms, but it is very much a mom thing, like, okay, explain yourself, sort of expression.
looks to Alex again. Sure, Alex.
What was that?
She asked if you were sure
Sure about what?
that we can trust this.
He's gonna look at you, eye to eye. And all, if don't take offense from this, but I have more reason to trust her than I would you.
Okay. Yeah, there's a near beaky nod. Ma'am,
Yes.
of the four of us, I may be able to break my contract.
She looks at you. Very sharp, analytical gaze. You are a witch. And a wizard.
I am more than a witch, ma'am.
You are a witch and a wizard. You are both.
How do you...
She's
I'm a
smart
very
like that.
powerful witch. And you should know,
I do.
as a witch and a wizard, the power in one's word in affairs with magic.
I do, but the name I signed, it already no longer fits. You see, Alex and my companions know already. It's why I did this in the first place. I am not a person, a singular.
Yes, you too.
Yes. They look like kind of stunned, just like how much she's reading them.
Yeah, she's smart like that. Couldn't get away with anything.
I see with my mind's eye there are two souls mingled in there.
Yes. One of us, was a witch from Minervans. The other, a wizard from nowhere important. I don't know exactly how it happened, but the two of us were combined.
Fated to join. So, I do not mean to cut you off, but there is a lot of important business, and I do have a limit of time. Is this all that has happened? You brought this here as you were making your way to Ozymandias's cave.
We have also
Mm-hmm.
on the way here we stopped by the forest that I believe it's the Dreamwoods, TT.
The Dreamwoods.
We're not on the map, so
Yeah.
Where we assisted
Oh, yeah, we
Seneschal, where we assisted the current head of the Mediterranean Ferry Court by the name of Seneschal Puck, after King Oberon and Lady Titania tragically perished during the Red Death. We assisted him in defending his homeland via a combined spell of which we invoked my family's patron god.
Is that the reason why there is a heightened presence of Fae in the town at the moment?
Yes, I'm getting to that. Sorry, apologies.
No need to be so formal.
Sorry, Mom.
After there's the JoJo S effect briefly from Miranda, like felt like it recognizes. Even if there isn't an 80, it intimidates that still is recognizable. After that, we came across the Mars militia, the Mars militia slaughtering what remained of the bandits we dealt with. And before we can move on,
again, there is a nigh imperceptible shift in the mood of her gaze at the mention of the name Mars Militia.
And then Mars himself showed up.
The god.
Yes, who wanted us to get the attention of the Mars Militia to get them to stop warring.
Alex, you cheeky boy. Speaking of gods, without me.
He is sinking into his chair as much as humanly possible. Just the hole is being dug and he's ready to fucking flop into it.
Yeah, Leica has the middle child symptom of, oh no, the embarrassment's being passed on to someone else.
She goes to Alex and she waves her finger and says, "Don't be making any pledges." Hecate would like to see you before that happens. Go on with the story.
Oh my god!
And he tasked us with not only getting their attention, but also, if they would listen, to go find his dragon, Cuddles, as a sign of his word, and to tell the leader to stop waging war, else Mars worries that it would lead to the extinction of every living person.
Surprisingly proactive for an Olympian.
He has come to recent epiphanies.
And the Mars militias would cause the ruckus outside?
No, the Mars militia when we arrived, the Mars militia was camped outside trying to petition the mayor to sign at the very least a non-aggression pact, but more than that, an alliance with them, to a defensive pact, as it were. However, we dealt with the problem that they wanted to deal with, but due to orders were unable to, after we conferred with the head of this battalion, a certain Centurion Corps, who was a bit of he was a zealot to the cause, but ultimately I felt meant well, even if I don't think the rest of his battalion or general has ever did. However, after we dealt with a Memecleon issue,
Janice calls over Chitters.
The Kingsmen showed up, and also were trying to petition the mayor to do the same.
And this is all that has occurred?
No.
Of which the Kingsmen said something to the effect, I wasn't there, but that the Mars militia would try to assassinate the mayor, which we know is, they're a bunch of dimwits. They don't think that centrifugally.
Also, ma'am, the leader
Miranda.
Miranda.
Miranda Mommy.
Mommy Miranda.
Mommy Miranda.
The leader of the night.
Also, one of the leaders struck Alex. Oh, I didn't know you were going there. I'm sorry.
Say your piece.
At that, her expression goes very noticeably like cold fury. What was his name?
Oh God. What is that?
What was the name of this man?
Skavix?
That was it.
Sir Scava Carafa. Sir Scava.
Yeah, that's the get.
Yes.
Alright.
Alex had dubbed him Sir Savior.
Alright. That's good to know. And this is all that has happened. These are the only threats you have faced so far, Alex.
No.
At that end, there was the three
right.
wizards who attacked us.
From, where were they from?
Who were demons.
Where were they from?
Slovakian No, we were attacked by 3 Rusalakian demons. Sorry.
Trying to ask God something.
Yeah, you can ask God something. What do you need?
Where were the 3 demons from?
Rusalak?
Well, they spoke of Russelvakian accents. They'd be from hell.
But like, where did they say they were from?
They claim to be from Russelvac. From Castlevania.
Castlevania. That's it.
Such a demon cosplayers.
Demons, Russelvac, Castlevania. All immediately put something akin to panic in her eyes.
Oh God. We struck down the demons, but they're demons.
Okay. And they were going for Alex.
Miranda they called him a prince.
She closes her eyes in, like, you can read the expression even with just looking at her eyes, just like a oh fuck expression, just that oh shit, and the fucking cat's out of the bag now. She's like, ah. I had wanted to shield you from this. I was told to shield you from this. Alex, you are of noble blood in the kingdom of Castlevania and the country of Russelvac.
That's pretty far away.
Yes. Your godmother, Lady Yaga.
What? No, actually, no. I think that comes out. What?
She could not save your family when the coup attempt happened, but she could save you. And so she spirited you away, first into Germanor, and then, with the help of witches of Germanor, into Engelsex, with the help of the witches of Bretance, into Mediterra, which is where you found yourself in my care, until I found a family that would take you in and raise you as their own in a modest life that would not gather attention. But there was always the possibility that they would try to track you down to finish what they started and make sure that no member of the Sarkani family, of the Charmiel family, ever returns to the throne.
Thought
Sorry,
process.
did you say Yaga?
Yes, Lady Yaga the Ironboned.
Baba Yaga.
Yes, Grandmother Yaga, if we must.
Sorry, I've heard of her.
You don't call her Baba unless you're close.
My apologies. What does she prefer?
I call her Lady Yaga,
Lady Yaga.
as she is the most esteemed witch of Russelvac.
I see. Alex is related to Lady Yaga.
Related, not by blood, but Lady Yaga has been the godmother of many members of the Charmiel family. She was called to be the godmother of Alex, due to a sickliness he experienced in his youth.
I see. Thousand yards there.
There. I do not know the exact nature of the one who is seeking you.
If I might, from what I gathered from the demons, whoever summoned they had no respect for whoever summoned them. From what I know of, well, they were operating as half limp.
No offense, Miss Thornwood, but demons
What?
rarely.
What?
Oh, okay, jeez.
I don't think I will.
Squints. What'd you say to me, girl?
Everyone's being so polite, but like, what?
Sorry.
No, I know. It was just in the moment very funny. No offense,
I'm
Miss
so
Thornwood.
frustrated.
No offense, Miss Thornwood, but demons in general don't show much respect.
I meant more like what you told me.
As
When
I said,
they,
yeah.
It was a special
also,
kind.
like it would have.
If they're being this brazen with a contractee, though, that would imply that they know that he is desperate, or she. I have suspicions that it's a he, but point being, if they are desperate, they will behave recklessly, and that will make them dangerous. You cannot afford to have more enemies than you already have. The Philosopher's Stone you have in your possession is flawed.
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 Is it?
How so?
The creation of a Philosopher's Stone is the apex of alchemy. Countless alchemists have tried it. A handful have ever managed to make a perfect one. Flamels, your Pappenheimers. The vast majority, while they may appear to be a functioning Philosopher's Stone, will have imperfections because of the process of their craft. The curse of the Philosopher's Stone is that for all the objective principles of alchemy, all the attempts to make magic abide by rules, magic is chaos. And to create an ultimate source of magic, you must understand the chaotic as well as the orderly. And most alchemists do not have the strength of mind to account for both. In the case of Ranzigar, I imagine he not only lacked the strength of mind to understand the chaotic nature of a Philosopher's Stone, but also to keep to the math of the orderly part.
AKA, he was shit at being a wizard.
You see,
This will be able to perform some wonders, and then it will break under its own strain.
How violent would that breaking be?
It depends on what it was used for when it reaches it. Could merely shatter into pieces. Could explode in a violent sea of destructive magic. All sorts of ways it could go off. I believe if you have made a deal with a wizard as powerful as the reputation of Ozymandias has me to believe he is, you must honor your bargain. For if you do not, you will make an enemy of that man. And you don't need more enemies. Tell him the nature of the stone as I have told you. Warn him up front that it is not the thing he desires, but give it to him and honor the letter of your bargain. If he is a wizard worth his salt, he will understand that you have done all that you could do, and it is not your fault that the goods he had you procure were flawed from the beginning.
Understood.
And if he violates those terms, then I shall do something very odd for me and fight on behalf of a contract. Now, she looks past Alex to the rest of you. I do not know how bound you are to my protege, but his life is very valuable and dear to me, and to friends of mine that I have had for hundreds of years. This boy needs to be protected. Things as they are, I cannot stay here more than a day. So someone else will have to shepherd him through this journey, and I would not have it that he takes it alone. Can I trust his protection to your care?
Gar will hop up from his seat and go, "Oh, absolutely at once, of course. We
Do
rather
not.
like Alex."
I am comforted to have the word of a Fae.
I do not want any harm to come to Alex. But I am also trying to fix myself.
Well, if the binding word of that contract as important as you stress, then wouldn't Ozymandias be just as compelled to fulfill his end of the bargain with you?
You should
Yeah.
be, yes.
But is it worth it?
A good question.
Yeah,
I have known many tales of those who have fought against what fate brought them. It rarely ends well.
Also,
You keep
TT,
saying
I
that.
remember from session 1 that Lyco went over what was written, and because demon contracts and
Mm-hmm.
all that, and he didn't notice anything that was off about it.
There wasn't. It was very forward, very like completely honest language, completely plain language, no hidden scripts. Technically nothing magically binding.
about the contract itself.
But we still said we would do it, so even if there's nothing magically binding, if we don't, we piss off an extremely powerful wizard.
So, Grant,
Yeah, and one's word has weight in magic even when magic isn't
Yeah.
explicitly used in giving it.
now that we know the stone is limited,
So even if we use pseudonyms, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
and especially now that we know the stone is limited, giving it to him is less a risk other than it going poof, and as long as you tell him, "Yo, dog, it's going to go poof," chuck that thing when you're done with it.
Why do you keep saying that? Faded.
You say you don't know why your souls became bound.
No.
When something grand happens without apparent explanation, that is the hand of fate making its presence known. Whatever reason for this magical combination there is, needs to be sussed out. And a journey will need to be taking place to find it. That journey will be important. You have been chosen by fate. The both of you, Janice. And indeed, now knowing the scope of your quest, I believe all 5 of you, or 6, have been chosen as well.
Thanks. Thank you, Auntie.
You're welcome. Now, this town, they have been besieged by the Emperor's men and the Mars militia?
Mars militia, not so much.
They are.
Minervans, however, is being besieged from what I've heard.
Yes,
I am not welcome there.
my
I
family-
will talk to the mayor of this town.
She
We
is
shall see if we can prevent such
She is
things from
currently
happening.
recovering after being poisoned.
Additionally, we did managed to get one member of the Mars militia to speak to Mars.
That must have been interesting for him. I shall tend. If you will excuse me, I shall tend to this mayor and see if we can hasten her recovery. I suggest you all rest for the night. I shall be here in the morning for a time, and then I will have to be on my way.
Also, I don't know if this is because of her bullshit witch powers, but Laika's never said her last name, so I don't know if that's gonna...
It's bullshit witch powers.
Okay, that makes sense then.
She knows a lot of demons.
She saw I was two people.
She can see your souls. She's able to suss out your names. And she leaves to go talk with the mayor. Letting you guys have full run of the bar, baby!
Also, I named you a little while ago.
Empty as shit.
Janice leans over the bar and just grabs something. Grabs whatever, pulls off the mask, and takes a swig.
The water, since TT said that they were out of booze.
Oh god, that's right. Fuck. Yeah, they drink it.
This is not alcohol.
Oh, come on. Transmuting water to alcohol is like such a basic bitch spell.
Yeah, it's like, this is not...
The wine, like the, like...
Yeah.
Messiah 101... You go to a Messiah 101 class and it's like, not that hard.
It just kind of reminds me of Carolitis, who took such umbrage with, like, you could just transmute it, but, like, why the fuck would I waste my time on that?
It's so easy, a Jesus could do it.
Turning water to some form of alcohol with magic had to be in one of the first 10 spells written down.
Yeah, they take a drink. This isn't alcohol, and magic it into alcohol. There.
It also makes sense because, you know, it's a quick and easy way to purify the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, how's that one joke go? For as long as humans have been conscious, trying to find ways to correct that.
They offer the booze to everyone else.
And the horrifying shroud of darkness she cast dissipates, so you're back to a normal bar.
Yeah. Gora's gonna pass up on the alcohol.
God, are you allowed to drink, Alex?
I'm gonna...
This is a vaguely medieval fantasy land. He's been allowed to drink since he was born.
She didn't mean age. She meant your aunt's here. Will she let you drink?
Yeah.
I've tried alcohol. It's not to my taste.
I see.
Aww. Sweet innocent boy.
He's gonna bend over in his chair. I didn't even get to tell her that Mom and Dad are gone.
I mean, she's not gone forever. She'll be here in the morning.
Oh yeah, he's still angsting about it.
Gora's gonna give Alex a light pat on the back.
Alex, could I have the crystal ball?
Take it.
Takes it and then just offers Laika some booze before she leaves.
Sorry, someone else is DMing me right now. It's kind of frustrating. Everybody outside of this group wants my attention right now. It's
Ignore it for now. You're in the game.
This is why I turn off my
I'm
notifications.
trying to, but when some of the people are outside.
Ah, some people are in your tap. Gotcha. Yeah, they offer Laika some of the booze.
Michael will take it.
Yeah, she gives you some. Grabs some more for themselves and leaves.
Takes a big swig. It's like, how the fuck does she know? know my name. Ugh. Everyone else's stories are so cool. And she just takes a bigger swig.
We're just watching this poor woman fall apart on the bar.
The secret prince. Two souls merged in one body. A goblin who likes to eat. Truly the competition was fierce. And yet, did they have the steel in their hearts and the resolve needed to get the job done? To fight evil at its root and cut it out.
You forgot Cassidy, you dick. Takes another swig.
Also, shit, Cassie's not up. You know what? That's Cassie's asleep right now. But also a ghost, like the ghosts in my past.
Oh God. Yeah, she's gonna take the crystal ball upstairs and stare at it for a minute, deciding if she's actually gonna try and call her sister again. His sister. I'm great for see if anyone else wants to do something first, though, because I did have the thing right in the beginning with corpse.
Cora's just watching these two kids at the bar fall apart.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore drops.
You just
Yeah.
So, just claps his hands together, rubs. Who wants some god bread? He's just gonna like pull out some sheets of god bread. He goes, since there's not much to eat in this town. Besides,
I'll take it.
would you rather bread or toast?
I don't want to brag. I don't want to boast. Fact of the matter is, I love toast.
So you just gonna look back and forth, going, yes, toast or just bread?
The voice doesn't answer.
Either or.
Shrugs. Alright. He's gonna whip out the fire sword they got from like the downed Mars Melissir way back when. He's gonna lightly like carve off sections of the bread which toasted as well. And he's gonna store it back in the pocket and hand them just two decent sized like Texas toast. Yeah,
Just realized that absolutely would be an invention by this point, if not in the Wizard School Mysteries timeline or the timeline. A fucking toaster, a magic powered toaster, would absolutely be a thing Wizards made up.
Wait, toast is old as fuck.
Yeah, all you need is like two slabs, like two little like rocks with fire magic runes on it.
Like,
oh god, it's a magic panini press.
Like in the Old West, they had like a metal press where you just stuck toast in and then you put that thing in the fire, just like a campfire. You made toast that way.
Oh yeah, I got that.
That's life, and we all that's humanity. The nature of humanity is to say, hey, what if bread warm?
Everyone has such cool destiny. Cool. What do I have?
Story
like
indeed. The curse of many a character.
Just kind of look across the bar to like, if it's any consolation, I think this is way too much stress for me to handle. You could take some aspects of my backstory. I'm fine.
Alex uses a fabulous point to hold your leg.
Yeah, you can take my backstory away from me. I don't want it. Donating my backstory to Goodwill. I'm really sick of it.
I'm God's favorite and I don't like it.
Well, like it's just like that. Neither of her grandparents are paying attention right now.
Well, that's what you hope.
She might know Grandma, just No, Grant,
I mean,
Grandpa.
the one positive this setting has over the... Well, there's many positives, but like one of the positives this setting has over the Conquered Worm setting is that demons aren't pure evil here.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're not in Conquer Worm anymore either.
Mm-hmm. No, not by the end of it. Entire campaign dedicated to retconning the thing I hate most about D&D as a mechanical system. Anyways,
And you did it before 5e did.
Well, 5e still has demons as like an innate force of evil. Like, being made of evil and whatnot.
They can choose.
Yeah,
not
but
to
like
be.
the alignment system where creatures when you play are like...
Yeah, that's true.
The demons and devils can choose not to be dicks. They typically don't, but they can.
It is an option, yeah. Gore feeds them.
Toast. Yeah, he just gives them toast. He's patting them on the back. He's like, it'll soak up some of the alcohol, since there's not really much else to eat in there. So yeah, he's just gonna babysit these angst-ridden, 20-somethings.
I'm such a girl.
What?
SAO abridged.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I'm channeling some fucking SAO abridged
Asuna.
woman disaster asana.
Yeah. Crying right after murdering somebody, and just like, ugh, I'm such a girl. Like, you murdered someone, woman. You're fine.
Never in my life I would be grateful for dating a stalker.
Jesus.
Oh my
That's another SAO abridged line.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
I was deeply afraid for a moment.
Well, seeming like everyone else is just sort of stewing in their emotions,
Time to fuck myself up even more.
yeah, let's do some more. Let's get some more emotions in this emotion stew.
Oh boy, here we go. Just feature last minute. It was
What was your male half's name again?
God, I hold on, I can find it. I'm pretty sure it was
You
Theodoros.
better.
Let me double check. Yeah, Theodoros. His sister would call him Theo or Doros.
Mm-hmm. Alright, got it.
Did that? Yeah, the girl was Thelucia. Oh, your last name is Ray, like Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Eyes the board that's been pretty quiet. It's like, just here. Puts down the crystal ball. Beatrice Rhea.
Crystal ball swirls for a second. And for the exact length of time it would take for a person to wake up at the sound of their phone ringing at 3 a.m. And then groggily get out of bed, stumble around in the dark, trying to find their phone, and then grab it and turn it on. For that exact length of time, the ball swirls for a minute before finally the face of your sister squinting in a dark bedroom lit by the glow of the crystal ball. Hello?
I imagine she'd recognize the mask.
Theo?
Beatrice?
Oh my god!
You're
Oh my
alive!
god. Yes! Yes! So are you!
In a manner of speaking, yeah.
friend of yours called me recently.
Yeah, Alex.
Yes.
He said you were under attack by the Mars militia.
Yes. Minervans is currently under siege.
Are you alright? Are you hurt?
I am fine right now. The walls have held. We're strategizing. We have sent word to fuck, what did I call it? Give me a second, I gotta look at my map.
Okay.
We've sent word to Neptunia to try and see if we can procure some aid. We have heard nothing from Celestial, so we're not banking on them coming here. And then Bacchanalia is Bacchanalia. But the walls are holding, our soldiers are keeping up the defense, and we are working on some spell solutions to the problem. But we are fine. The library I worked at has been destroyed.
Is that when I tried to contact you the first time and it was smoke?
Yes, that's that call. If that was you, yes.
Yes, it was. I thought you might have died.
I might have, if things had gone slightly differently. But we're fine now. The half of the city that faces Jupitami is rubble. But some quick thinking, some latent enchantments of our walls and towers have allowed us to concentrate the survivors in an area that's far more defensible. Also, everyone, the map is in the important locations section of our Discord server.
Oh, cool. Okay, 150 Epitome, okay. 8 Neptunia, okay. I was so worried about you.
Fine, what about you? Where are you at the moment?
Junatonia?
Right, Junatonia? Have they done well? Are they maintaining it? It's right next to the capital. They must be all right.
Beatrice, a lot has happened.
Okay.
Me and my companions we've been helping Junatonia. They've been in a rough spot. The Mars militia was here. The capital sent their men to try and take over.
Well, alright, if the Emperor's men are protecting you, then,
No, they are not on our side.
Oh.
They want to rule. They want to take it. They don't care about all the people who Plague killed. They took one of the empty houses and ransacked it.
Well,
they're not
that's
like
distasteful.
They're not like us, Beatrice. They don't care about the people. They just want to be above other people.
So you're saying we can't count on their aid?
No, they... No. They are not allies.
That's gonna require some re-strategizing, but... Alright.
They got into a fight with the Mars militia. The militia was almost wiped out, and they were left to... They were left to 13 people left, I think, and they retreated. I say the last member of the Mars militia.
She looks a little outraged with that.
No.
Dear gods, why?
Trust me. No, Beatrice, trust me. I almost didn't. I was this close to letting him die. But a lot has happened. I've seen Mars. I've spoken to Mars.
Okay.
He doesn't want this. He doesn't want the Mars militia to do what they're doing. He doesn't want them to wage war.
So you've had a prophetic vision?
No. It was him. We were there. I've been there twice. He gave us bread.
Okay, well, let's get you...
Oh, yes, other things. Beatrice, you're all...
I'm listening.
I'm still your brother. But
I know. I'm not going to cast you out because you're worshipping Mars now.
I'm not worshipping Mars.
Oh, okay.
I'm not... Things aren't the same, Beatrice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It's a plague, and then something else happened. I'm not all me anymore, Beatrice.
Well, I can't say I know what you've gone through or what's happened, but...
Beatrice, wake me up.
You sound enough like my brother to me.
Beatrice, please promise me something.
Yes.
No matter, I am your brother. No matter what I tell you.
Of course. Are you going through a Tiresias thing?
What?
What? A Tiresias thing, you know, the great prophet of antiquity, spent some time as a man, some time as a woman.
I guess that's not a terrible. Let me just show you. And Janice pulls off the mask.
And there's like, not horror or revulsion, but like confusion on Beatrice's face as she's registering familiar features and unfamiliar features.
For reference,
and
what they look like.
And a slight asymmetry, strange markings, and it's... Oh, okay. That's a physical change.
No, Beatrice.
Yes.
It's going to be very hard to understand. Well, I don't know. You're smart. You're the smartest person I know.
Oh, thank you.
Smarter than some of my magic teachers. Or well, their magic. Her magic. Beatrice.
Yes.
I am Theo, but I am also Celosia. You've never met me, her, Celosia. We never met each other. Never.
She has a brief what the fuck expression of like what exactly are you saying to me? What is this? Just utter confusion, but she then tries to tamp down and replace with just, you know, familial affection and care.
Aww.
Like she does, like however confused she is, she feels that's what's more important is that you know you have family.
Aww. Magic
bind me and me together. It took me as Theo and me as Celosia and smashed us together.
Okay. I
I'm
think
still-
I get it.
I'm like a chimera.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
well,
What?
I don't know what to do about that.
I don't that I've been looking through things, I've been doing things, I've got roped into things because of it, but
I don't know when I'll be able to get out of Juno to get out of Minervans. I don't know when it will be safe for you to come to Minervans, but I promise I will find you, and we'll figure this out and what you want to do. Okay?
a lot has happened, Beatrice.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like.
I've seen Mars. I'm on a mission for Ozymandias. I'm looking for a dragon.
Right. I don't know. Wait, Ozymandias?
Yes, Ozymandias.
I've heard he's a phenomenal wizard, one of the sharpest minds.
Yes, that's also what I hear, but he's still a very powerful wizard, and you need to be very careful with those.
Yes, but the things you could learn.
I could. I hadn't thought of that.
I know we've had our differences in talking about the approach to magic of witchcraft versus wizardry, but I've always thought you were a bright mind. And I know you're going to make the right decisions when you need to. I will try to help you however I can. And whenever you need to, call me. And I'll do my best to help in whatever way I can then.
You're all the family I have left. All of me.
Well,
What is it?
Maybe not for long.
There's a Beatrice.
A lot has happened.
Beatrice. Are you? Hands cover the face.
3 months.
Beatrice. What?
Yeah. There, it's a story. There was this very, very, very dapper wizard in the library, and we struck up a rapport while doing research to help with plague recovery efforts, and
Beatrice.
and the slightly happy smile gets a bit forlorn.
Oh.
He helped me out when it was on fire. I have someone to remember him by.
Oh, Beatrice. So sorry.
So you might have a niece or a nephew soon. Provided the walls hold.
I will do what I can to help you, Beatrice. I don't know what I could do, but I'll think of something.
Well, we'll get through this. We've gotten through the plague. We'll get through this.
Yes, you're right. You're right. We've survived the plague. I'm surviving This? You're surviving there? Janice. Janice, by the way. I needed to find something to go by.
That's the god you're... Oh. Oh. Okay. So your new name is Janice.
For now.
Right.
I was looking into ways to separate myself, but I have been told on powerful authority as of late that might not be ideal.
Whatever happens, Janice, we'll make the most of what we've got.
I miss you.
I miss you too.
You should rest.
It's good to know I still have family in the world. Yeah, I do need to sleep.
3 months. Tris.
Yeah. All right, you take care. I love you.
I love you too. You can call us if you need to.
I will. Thank you.
Stay safe.
Mm-hmm.
And
then she signs. Yep, she signs off of the crystal ball, and yeah.
Slopes back against the wall. Chitters comes over and she puts a hand on Chitters and just leans into them. I think I'm going to sleep here.
I imagine when Janice goes downstairs, it's just Alex and Leica drunkenly singing sea shanties.
Well, does Alex get drunk?
No, but singing makes him feel better.
Oh, okay.
Gore's
Then he
just
comes down later, sees that. Gore, what happened?
shrugs, just gestures at the wine.
I don't know.
I didn't give them that much. Between the 3 of you, that should... Oh, Alex didn't drink any, did he?
No.
I need to dog.
No, but singing makes me feel better.
You have quite a lovely voice.
Oh, you!
Plops into a stool. Well, I spoke to my sister.
Oh?
Yeah. She's alive. As safe as she can be currently. Like runs hands through their hair, just like, you know, when you're like just trying to process everything.
Well, that is as good as could be expected. I think.
We need to do something.
Right now, we need to go to sleep.
Yeah. Chitters, could you help Leica to her room?
For his
That's it. That's good, Leica. Go with the Requiem.
Leica's like... Sisters are narcs.
Sisters are narcs?
Yeah.
Hey,
Mike is a middle child to an older sister.
My sister's not a narc.
Yeah, everybody for you.
Chitters just like lifts you onto their back and carries you to your room.
Mm-hmm. Gives you the old aunt carry.
Yeah.
Oh no, it smells like death again.
So funny thing about that, because y'all told me about the whole Fruit Loops and it smells like death thing.
Yeah.
I was one day, one afternoon, I smelled something really strong. It's like, what is that? Go out, my mom is burning a candle, and it's fucking Fruit Loops flavored. And I tell her about the ants thing, and she said, "Oh, that's neat." And you know what happened yesterday, or the next day? A bunch of fucking ants show up in the fucking kitchen. Really, like, just aimlessly wandering, like, where is it? Where's our dead comrade?
Bring out your dead! Bring out your dead!
Bring out your dead! Where are they?
In this board.
The smell's so strong you wouldn't think they'd be hard to find.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You sent the walls. The goddamn walls.
This was a day.
What an emotionally uneventful night. You guys sleep, and the next morning is bright and early and fun and cheerful.
Have a good take on the mare while I have this.
Drink some water. Can you cure a hangover with magic?
Yes.
Okay.
I imagine that was the 11th spell written down.
Goes over, like, you're like a runs their hands over you. That warmth goes through your body and like evicts the soreness and the dizziness. This is not a free pass to get drunk every night. Oh, I love it. Don't mock me.
Like I said, I'll show you a free pass.
Come, let's go. Go check on the mayor.
Alright. When you leave the bar, once again, there is a drastic mood change.
Oh boy.
First of all, the perimeter of walls around Junotonia is now a lot higher.
Oh.
In that there are huge, impossibly big bramble briar bushes all around the city. At one point you see one of the entrances, the briars magically part to let people in and then seal up. There are also beasts in the street. Like there are lions with a Y, and tigers with a Y, and barghest, and other arcane predatory creatures. There are large stags, and just all these wild arcane animals are now walking along the streets, and the greenery has increased at least 2, if not 3-fold, everywhere there is. Junotonia is looking a lot more in touch with Mother Nature than it used to be. And these creatures are acting calmly towards the citizens of the city, clearly having been summoned here to protect the people of Junotonia. And they're mingling with the Myrmekalians and the Formekalian and the citizenry, and a now much increased Fey presence.
Oh my god!
There are, like, there was a small, like a good-sized squadron of trolls and goblins and orcs sent to protect people. There's now a lot. There are sylphs and pixies in their mostly human forms walking about. There's a section of one of the parks is now clearly connected to the Dream Woods.
shit.
where allowing some of the more arcane dependent fairies to still have a presence in town. And as you're walking about, you hear sounds of like cheer and merrymaking from the mayor's manor.
This is
different. Are those your aunts doing?
I don't know. During my time in her care, she wasn't inclined to great displays of power.
Certainly looks like something a she could do.
I think it's a confluence of things between both her and the fact what was done sort of might have gotten not just Mars's attention.
Oh, I'm glad we've seen Mars. How much longer until we see Nemesis? Well,
Town seems happy.
It does. They're all getting along.
I mean, when we first came here, it was rather empty and desolate. We should investigate with the mayor.
I agree.
Alright. When you approach the mayor's manor, there are fairies in the courtyard. And a few human merchants as well, just discussing things with them. And the fairies are clearly acting in sort of a political capacity. As you get through, you see Cuckoo, who waves you all, and you also see the mayor of town. Why aren't you written down on my fucking sheet here? Fine, fuck you, I'll look in the sprites section. How about that? Mayor Bovenita, who is laughing flirtatiously with Puck.
They were political allies.
The two of them are like arm in arm, clearly getting on more than either of them thought they would.
Well, she's looking a lot better, I imagine, because last we saw her, she was on bed rest.
Yeah. She was on death's door.
She's fully restored, and when the two of them notice you, both of them get great big smiles. And Mayor Bovenita immediately, steps forward and throws out her arms and says, I don't know what to say. It's honestly a miracle what you've pulled off in a few short days.
You're looking much better, Mayor.
Yes, I was a healer came and tended to me last night.
Miracle Medulla, or
she was a stranger. She said she was recommended by you, though.
I'm glad she could help then.
And then Seneschal Puck arrived this morning, and he nods in his little bow and says, I've brought some further reinforcements. Reaching out has worked well, as you suggested, and we've extended the Dream Woods to Junotonia's border, so that way the two of us can continue a beneficial arrangement of protecting each other.
There's a little...
And she and him both smile at each other at that, in a way that's not quite platonic.
I see. Cohabitation.
Yes.
mutually beneficial.
Very much so.
So was the bramble walls your doing, Seneschal?
No. Well, I don't think so. We did grow a lot of Fey woods, but a lot of the arcane beasts just sort of showed up when the brambles did and have been acting benign. We're thinking it's a miracle from Juno.
She is royalty.
That would make sense. What of our squatter problem?
Eh?
And the knights, the squatters.
Oh, squatter. I heard water, and I was like...
Oh. Squatter! No, squatter. As in...
They're still here. I have in mind first to just go and kick them out.
They're packing up, so Skava sent a messenger boy telling me that they will be leaving. He did request your audience before he leaves. I don't care if you agree to that request or not.
There is a wide smile. He goes, "Oh, it would be very impolite to turn him down."
I have a proposal.
I'm all ears.
The Mars militia. We've managed to save Corpse because I'm sure you saw him resting.
Yes, we were told how you rescued him from the battlefield, and as he does not seem physically in the shape to provide much of a threat and his armor is no longer present, we've been tending to him. He's also expressed interest in an audience with you.
Yes, I do need to speak to him. He is safe. He's on our side now.
Alright.
It's a long story.
Now, whatever side he's on, we will take care of him. We're not monsters here.
No. But the rest of the militia is attacking Minerva.
She frowns and she says, I wish we had enough forces to send aid, but...
That's not what I'm asking. I'm not asking you to put your lives in danger to go help them. You're trying to get on your feet. They're just trying to survive. I'm just merely offering the idea that maybe the Alliance could stretch further. If they would have you and you would have them.
We're open to such a thing. I don't know what we can offer at the moment. We have enough to protect our borders, but I don't know if we can stretch far enough to send aid.
Of course not. But just being allies right now, even if it's just in words, that is something.
It is. Minervans has Junotonia's support if they wish it.
My sister's there.
Well, then by all means, I think you should go to her.
I don't know if I want to, but...
If there's one thing my patron goddess is very clear on, it is the importance of one's family.
I want to so badly, but there are so many other things happening.
Well, I cannot make your decisions for you, but I know where I would go if I were in your place.
Yes.
It's a big wide world, says Puck. And you're only one wizard. I think we can spare you for a personal mission.
It's something I need to discuss with my companion. we are a group. What affects one of us affects all of us right now. They look at the rest of you.
Well, wherever you go, let it be known you are friends of Junotonia and are always welcome within our walls. And brambles.
Thank you. I'm glad that you're alive. You are all right.
Yes.
We were worried about you.
Well, it was very lucky you sent that master for healer.
Yeah. So what's next for you? For this?
Continue to reestablish trade. Continue to try and find people in need of a home. And try to stay independent as long as we possibly can. I don't necessarily want to be independent of all of Mediterra, but I do not want to bend the knee to people who are devoted to war or themselves.
You, unlike the Emperor's men, are actually to be to the plate of responsibility.
I'm trying to be. Thank you.
You've done far more good than erectile dysfunction.
And Puck says, "Oh, that would be a fun thing to give him."
Our Cassidy.
Provided he doesn't have it already.
Oh. Oh my god! These two. The peaked face just looks between the two of them. I see you two are getting along very well.
It's been a very, very pleasant alliance so far. Yes, I would say so.
Right. It's good to see that things are going well.
Alright. Yeah, so you saved, well, it's not quite Good Springs, but, you know.
Yeah. Woo!
Good Springs was the Dreamwoods. We finally, what we did was got Sheriff Pren. I mean,
yeah, you know what, yeah, this is Prem.
We got Prem Slim in charge.
The best outcome.
Okay.
So Fuckface wants to talk to us, huh?
Yeah.
Evidently.
Yeah, this is Pren, and we encountered what happened to what was that place that Legion burned down?
Novak.
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 No,
Yeah.
not Novak.
No, Novak. Nipton.
Oh, you're talking Fallout.
Don't
that's
worry
why
about the
I
New
don't know.
Vegas references. They're not that important.
It sounded like you guys were referencing something. I was trying to figure out what it was. I'm like, oh, it's Fallout. Never mind.
Was Corpse sleeping in the same tavern as we were? Did he leave with us?
Corpse is in Miracle Medullas.
Yeah, it would make sense because you did heal him, but coming back from the brink of death is
he's alive. He's not completely healed. I saved his life. I didn't.
He got fucked up. You kept him from bleeding out.
We should probably talk to him after the fuckface.
Yeah. And it occurs to me that if we're going to be traveling anywhere near Minervans, we could bring him with us.
Yeah.
Or at least give him time to heal, tell it straight as it is. It's like, hey, Mars told us to go get the dragon. Will you help our efforts to convince your brothers?
Yes.
Just gotta sit his happy ass on a dragon.
Yeah, the fucking man of Mars.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a man on Mars.
Also, forgot to ask, but like, what does Corpse look like without his armor and regalia?
Oh yeah, he was
The
like
one true Martian.
he was like kind of handsome, if I remember correctly.
20s, early 30s.
God, he's a child.
I imagine he's got like
He has a big eye scar,
build,
right?
the build. Yeah, he's scarred up. And one of his eyes is blind. I would say he has the build and rough facial structure of like Leos from Dungeon Meshi. Where like, you know, he looks like he could kick some ass, but there's also just like a certain air of like
Plainness?
tragic innocence almost.
Oh,
Oh,
You know, not ignorance or stupidity, but just like a
naivete.
wide-eyed idealism that's been forged in tragedy.
yeah,
I definitely want to talk to him later.
for sure. I feel Janice feels responsible for him now.
Yeah, you're his doctor.
You saved him.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
I am his doctor physically, and I guess I'm his psychiatrist. Oh no. Okay, so
My character
Fuck
doesn't
me.
want to fucking see Sir Skatha, but I certainly do.
Yes.
I want to see what's happened.
Yeah, I would have. Because we weren't directly involved in any of this shit. Really, not really.
yeah.
At the very least, we tried to like say abduct Alex or something. Well,
Well,
Wait, well,
please give us a
there's down to
reason.
13. Just, you know, oh yeah, he had, Hey, hitters. Keep an eye on things, and if it starts to look south, get your siblings. Good shitters, and gives them scritches.
We don't know exactly what noises a lion's vocal cords mixed with an ant's lack of vocal cords would make, but I'm having fun imagining.
Yeah.
what is it with Nora's characters in TT scans and adopting weird big cats?
Yeah. Oh god, I'll need to introduce you to Beatrice.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Characters are transcoded, and also the other another pillar of her life, cat.
Cat. Alright. So he's just gonna keep an eye on things a little afar, and if things go like they're going south, call his siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Especially yeah. Hopefully it doesn't come to it, but you know it might. So off we go.
All right. You arrive at the manor that the Emperor's men have been camping out in, and already they have packed up most of their things. And I see you arrive. The youngest of them, a squire, no older than 15, approaches and says, the knight is upstairs.
Looks
He is-
down at him.
Waiting your arrival.
How scared does this kid look?
Incredibly terrified of you. Also, he's wearing the garments of a herald. And as you guys, as he approaches you guys, another soldier approaches him with a horse and motions for him, and he gulps and nods and starts to get on top. That's not how you. That's not the way I should phrase that. He starts to mount the
Get over
horse.
TT.
But now, since I said get on top, I'm thinking of the other meaning of mount.
Anyway, hold on, boy.
Yes?
You're extremely young to be doing this. Who are you?
Fuck, I gotta make a name up for this squire now.
You did this.
No?
Yeah, I did. It's true. Jonathan! Fake name!
Jonathan!
Jonathan Fakeman. Okay.
Come here,
Fake
boy.
name.
Guys,
Meme.
we need to wait for Jonathan before we continue.
I'm right here.
I'm sure Jonathan will be very amenable to our side of the story.
She like motioned him to come closer.
Okay. He
She'll
does.
bend down.
Listen. Going with them will not end well for you. You should stay here and go help the mayor. You understand me?
Okay, well, I've got family in Jupitamy, so I'm actually going to do the job that I agreed to do.
Get your family out of Jupitamy, and they are not looking for your best interest.
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
I'm a doctor. I want you to be alright.
So,
Okay. Thank you.
question, DT.
Yeah?
How out of procedure is this right now?
What do you mean out of procedure?
Like, how the kid is acting like.
Oh, I'm guessing he was like
I mean,
hired today.
he's having a young soldier serve as a herald and a messenger is fairly common because for the most part one of the respected rules of war is you don't kill a messenger. You know, a herald is protected because if we start killing heralds, war gets much, much uglier. It's the same reason you don't kill medics. And the reason you don't bomb hospitals. And the reason you don't disguise your troops as the enemy. These are all things that are agreed upon, that doing these things is a war crime, because when it's done, it opens up a can of worms for everyone to do it, and things get nasty. So having a teenager who's enlisted in the army serve as a herald isn't a completely uncommon practice, especially because it does allow them to get experience in how armies work without putting them in like front lines, so that you're less likely to have to bring home a dead kid.
Is there anything I could do to try and convince this kid?
Double willpower check.
Oh god, alright.
Remember, you got fabulous points. Spend them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Roll. Double willpower. Okay, willpower. No, don't add. No, just willpower, roll. 10, okay, what do... Fabulous points. You just posted where, like, what they all do. Where was that?
Documents.
Ah. Look.
Typically, you use it to re-roll a low die. But if you've got a 10, that should be a success.
Okay, yeah, 10 TT.
Alright,
Okay.
I'm gonna add that to my experience.
Alright, so what are you trying to convince him of specifically?
To get the fuck out of Chunatoni. of
Jupitamy.
Of Jupitamy.
Epitome, and maybe come here, because those people there do not have him and his family's best interest at heart.
Okay, I'll try to convince my family to leave home.
Tell them about.
I'm
what
the
you-
third son. I don't have that much clout.
No. Listen. Your boss here, he sent an assassin to kill the mayor.
Okay, I'm beginning to feel like I'm learning way too much about things.
I'm sorry. Just be safe.
Okay. Alright, you guys be safe too.
Looks to the rider.
Ride safe.
Oh, he is the rider now.
Oh, he is the rider now? Okay.
Yep, he's going off to do some heraldry work.
Uh,
Some heralding.
heralding? Runs their hands through their hair.
God. Yes.
So,
Sorry, let's go.
Alright, you guys go upstairs, and you find Sir Sceva in the same room as before. Unlike last time when he was dressed in knightly, clothes, the courtly clothes of a nobleman, he's dressed in his armor right now. And you notice he's a little swollen.
Oh.
Like the joints are fitting badly, and he's got the helmet over his face, which again is weird if you're meeting people. You would normally take the helmet off, but he's keeping it on. And he's sort of clutching at himself when you come in, and it kind of takes him a moment to sort of shift and move. He's like, well, hello again.
Are you wounded?
No, just enjoying the old armor.
I am a medic.
It's been a long night, but I just wanted to wish you good luck in your.
In my experiences, can I tell what kind of affliction he has right now, curse-wise or what have you?
Yeah, do a double insight.
Do I get any bonus for my backstory?
I'll give you a +2 bonus.
May I roll as well?
Yeah, you can roll double insight, just double insight though.
Like I got 13.
Fucking hell.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna DM you this one.
Oh boy!
Doubles. Does that? No, wait. It has to be like a 5 or above, right? For opportunity. Let me look.
Great work. That's not entirely sure.
Yeah, it has to be a 6 or above. Okay.
So, I just wanted to congratulate you all for a very successful gambit. You win! Mars Militia's out, and so are the Emperor's men.
I must point out that we were attempting to do this peacefully on both ends. You are the one who tried to assassinate the mayor.
What? I am insulted.
There's nobody else
Such an
here.
accusation.
There's no one else here.
And yet I still do not see fit to deign such a lie with recognition. I merely wish to accept defeat gracefully.
This
In
seems
fact,
very painful for me.
I have already sent word to the Emperor that Junatonia is to remain independent. My forces are pulling out. You've won. Enjoy your victory.
What? Oh.
While it lasts.
Oh. Wait, is he slurring his S's?
He's slurring his S's. He's got a lot of growls.
Oh.
I'm serious. I am, regardless of our differences, I am.
Like it puts a hand on her shoulder. I've seen this sort of affliction before. It's best he gets Imperial assistance.
Afflictions. My health is stellar. I survived the whole ordeal last night with various...
No, but violation of sacred hospitality rules do have their price. As a man of Jupiter would surely understand.
Oh, the descent into superstition. Oh, I must get back home. Well, that's all I wish to say.
Are you insulting your god now?
Oh!
Of all times, now.
He looks at you, skeptically, and just shakes his head. He's like, I must go back to Jupiter. The air here is unpleasant.
Well, I hope Jupiter remembers what you said today.
Ah, yes, because the gods put such stock in all the things that we mortals do.
Alex is good at. Alex has been looking at him real hard. Hasn't said anything.
If you want, I'll let you do an insight willpower check.
Huh.
Like a nose and who boy.
Hey, TC.
I'm having my suspicions.
In fact, any of you can. You've spent enough time with him in this room.
Insight willpower.
Sure.
Fuck you! I'm gonna spend a fabulous point to re-roll that.
Oh, okay.
All right,
17! Holy shit!
Gotcha.
Good lord,
Here.
Janice. Oof.
Yeah, no, I'm burning.
4.
I can't re-roll that because it's a 1. Okay.
So that would be 6 plus 6. That would be a 12.
Okay. Leica, you can do this too if you want. It's not super necessary for you, but you can do it.
Oh, like I already knows. I thought this was just to find out what she already knew. So.
All right, I'm gonna say all of you noticed this. Just one of you doesn't think anything's out of the ordinary about it. There's when you look close, you see that beneath his helmet, even though it's obscured by the shadow cast by the helmet itself, his eyes are yellow and serpentine with slit pupils. There is the texture of scales over his face, and then sticking out of the chainmail in the the very scant bits of the joints between his armor that you can see are green hairs, coarse like fur. He doesn't have a human body no more. And Gore, you see this and you're just like, yeah, okay, change shape. Everyone does it.
that is what they do.
You're a goblin.
Yeah.
Seems legit.
Since I know he's in polymorph, would I know what kind of monster he is now?
Well, so there is a spell, generally specific to witchcraft. Wizards can do it. Very rare wizards can do it, but it's really more of a witch spell than anything else.
Fuck.
Where you make a person's outward shape reflect their inner personality, often in the form of a very chimeric beast.
Oh, fuck.
And it's only broken by learning a valuable moral lesson. So he's not just a snake man. He's some sort of jumbled monster that has serpent features mixed with, again, green fur, amongst other things. He's wearing armor to hide most of the details, but you catch flashes.
Oh my god. That's what he gets for hitting Alex.
He got Bet Ella Beld.
See, Alex doesn't care that he got fucking hit. And he hasn't said anything during the conversation. He's been staring at him intensely. And he's got to put two and two together. You know, a part of me wants to take some joy in the fact that you're deeply uncomfortable as comeuppance of what you've done. But I'm very tired. I hope one day you can learn to live with yourself. He's gonna leave.
Big talk for a nobody. Alright, I'm sick of all of you. Get out of my house.
This is not your house.
Enough. It is for the next 20 minutes or so.
Actually, you're squatting.
Fuck off!
No, I do believe I saw you ransacking the things that belong here.
Can I spin? Alright.
Well, when the family who owns these things comes to claim them, I'll be sure to return them.
Oh, so you want another ghost?
Hey, TT.
Yeah?
When he says that, when it says the family who returns them comes to claim them, can I roll a fabula point to change the
change the story?
What do you want to change the story to?
Right as when he says that, like a family. I'm gonna DM you.
Is a relative gonna show up? It's like, I've come to claim my family inheritance. Dear Lord! Get out of my house!
You're a mean one.
To be fair, I don't think he's like lime green. I think it's like a deep dark forest, almost like turquoise green.
So a hodag.
Very hodag, yes.
Oh, he doesn't deserve to be as cool as a hodag.
Yeah, he probably looks a lot cooler than I'd want him to.
I'm sure we will never see him again.
See, I believe it's
right,
full circle because Scatha likes hodags.
Oh.
Okay. So, alright. This is an incredibly convenient plot twist, but also it's funny, so I don't give a fuck. At that moment, outside, you hear some people shouting, "What the fuck are you doing in our house?" And all of you look out the window to see that there is a family that's just returned to Junotonia after leaving the city to try and avoid, dying in a highly populated area. A rich family with like a son in armor because like they're rich enough to have bought armor to protect to protect their them during their travels. Not all of them are wearing it, just the son is. Coming back to their manor to see it like taken over, and Sir Skeva looks for a moment and then shouts to his men, "Go! Go! We're running!" And then jumps out the window, lands with like a 3-point superhero landing, and immediately starts booking it with his men.
When he jumps, can I grab his cape?
Roll a double dex.
Oh fuck, no, this is a terrible idea. Oh, I'm so close.
So close, yet no cigar. He gets out.
Yeah.
Hey, TT?
Yeah?
Question. So,
yeah?
If somebody is cursed in a weird, nonsensical transformation way, what happens if someone throws another transformation curse onto them? Is just one null the other, or do they fight it out and make this man just horrifying?
I think the stronger curse would take hold.
Shame.
Like the way this particular spell works, you have condemned a person to stay in this shape until they've learned their lesson.
Okay,
so turning into another shape would be a way to like circumvent that problem. And generally, witch magic is pretty ironclad.
Then does he have a personal horse?
Save your jackassery, man. We
No.
need other targets to use.
Damn it!
Save it.
I've got
trust me,
cut.
Trust me, that's
fine.
such an overpowered thing. Save
know.
it until you got a really good target.
I was
Turn,
cooked!
turn one of the main villains into the jackass.
That's fine.
We just really hate this guy.
I know. Well,
I was
you're gonna
perfectly
get more
acceptable.
opportunities to hate him in the future.
I was just kind of hoping the two curses would fight inside of him and make it worse, but oh well.
Only possible. Don't worry. I will make sure to build a moment where when you use Jackass, I'll be sure to build several moments so you have
I
a
know.
choice to use Jackassery
I-
in a very satisfying way.
It could have changed him before the fight. That would have
Also,
been good.
was this a villain entrance technically?
Yeah, because we retroactively made him a villain, and then I had to think about him. I was like, okay, how can I make him actually interesting beyond what I already gave him? He is now, mechanically speaking, a villain in Fabula Ultima. So you do get a point for having a scene with the villain.
God, how much
Yay!
how much XP do we have now?
8.
A bit.
8.
8. We're at 8.
Fabula points don't turn into experience. Oh.
No, when you
But
spend
if
them,
you-
they do.
Yeah, when you
If
spend
you
them.
use them, they do, and like the way I like, technically you're supposed to add up how many you used in a session and divide it by the number of members in the group, and that's how many you get. And I just started doing the math, and I was like, so then you would never get experience from them because it would always end up being like
Everybody would have to use at least
1.
1 point every session.
Yeah, so like, and no one rolls that badly to need it that much. So I was like, okay, I'm just whenever you use one, you get a point for it because I want you to use it, and I like the mechanic of making it useful that way. I just feel it needs to be bumped up a bit to actually matter more than like once in a blue moon.
Yeah, because if you do the division rule, everybody in our party would have to spend a point for all of us just to get 1 XP.
Yeah, there you go. There's our meeting with Sir Skeva. You have Centurion Corpse, and I'm also going to say that there's an event, like if there was a quest marker, there'd be a little exclamation point over Grammy Falsatea's house.
Let's go check on her.
Yeah, we can hit her on the way back.
A palate cleanser between dramatic meetings.
Alright. You go to Grammy Falsatea's house, and it's there that you see Miranda de Cersei talking with the old Cyclops as well as Belladonna Shepherd, who now has a much larger backpack strapped to her back. So you are off to shepherd messages and packages to other towns in Mediterra. Yep, that's my job. Well then, as the power vested in me by the goddess of Crossroads, I bless your journey. Oh, thank you very much. See you, Grammy Falsatea. Okay, goodbye, Bella. And
Hello.
Belladonna Shepherd smiles at you all and waves as she heads off to her next adventure, which you'll intersect with at some point or another.
You don't happen to go head into Minervans, do you?
I've got lots of mail for them.
Can you deliver verbal messages?
Absolutely.
Beatrice Rhea. She's my sister. Just check on her for me.
I will gladly do so. Where would you like any return messages to be sent?
Oh, I don't know where we're going to be.
Hold on to them until we meet again, I guess.
Yeah, just hold on it. You hold on to whatever you get until we meet again.
The "We'll meet again" clause. I gotcha.
We'll meet again.
Don't know where, don't know when.
Sunny day.
But I know we'll meet again. And you gotta imagine her with like that really high, somewhat like perfect right angle bend to the leg, scarecrow walk.
She's singing as she goes off into the
She's
sunset.
Singing "We'll meet again" as she goes off into the not right
Horizon.
sunset because it's like
Morning.
it's like 10 a.m.
As she disappears down the road.
So, Miranda, Miranda, you're looking very spry. Yes, well, advantages of witchcraft, I suppose.
Oh. They know each other.
Yeah, don't you know all lesbians know each other?
Well, Pelsatia isn't a lesbian. She's bi. She had flirtations with a boy in the past.
Well, the point stands. Old queers gotta stick together, especially since the plague happened.
Hello.
Oh, God!
Jesus. That takes on a different meaning in this year of 2024.
I mean, Ronald
Oh, I
Reagan
know.
was a Republican, so in a way he was a Red Death of his own.
Jesus!
Sorry, you put my mind there. I just drew it to the logical conclusion. I'm just saying Ronald Reagan was a plague upon the United States of America. Is that
You are
so
correct.
controversial?
No.
No.
Alrighty.
I just say that kind of shit without warning.
I set it up. Anyways.
Miranda looks at you all and says, "Well, how does the morning find you?"
Well, the town's certainly in better shape than when we found it.
Yes, I've been talking to Miss Falsatia here, and she may know some people that I can get in touch with and see if they wouldn't mind moving in for some added muscle. I'm not the only Cyclops outside the islands, you know.
Thank you, both of you, helping this town.
Yes.
It's always been a home to me, even if wasn't always the most welcoming. There's good people here still. And these old bones may not be as spry as they used to be, but I don't mind a little scrum now and then.
Aw.
Miranda says, Trinitonia is trying to remain strong. Its leader is trying to look for her people, as is the leader of the Dream Once. And those are the only reasons to have a leader, for my money. So,
Yeah.
this once, I do not mind helping a town and its leadership retain the order that they've established.
They're good, just trying to do what's right.
Would that all leaders were so well equipped.
Lady Miranda.
Just Miranda is fine.
But Miranda, why are you not welcome in Minervans?
Minervans fancies itself the city of the greatest thinkers in all of Mediterra. And, as most societies of self-proclaimed greatest thinkers often are, the great thinkers of Minervans do not like any who contradict their view of things. To think greatly is to think the only right way, they assume. I have a questioning mind. I think that questions are more important than answers. And that a set way of viewing things inevitably runs into limitations. We do not get on.
I may be taking Alex there.
Alex is his own man. He is not marked by me in any way. I am sure they will be kind to him. And I am sure that if you do run into trouble there, you will make sure that he is safe. For you did say,
To the best of my ability.
to the best of your ability, you would protect him.
Did I mean it?
You better. The word of a spellcaster is a powerful thing.
Miranda, I
am doubly aware of the meeting. I know you are trying to care for your nephew, but please, you don't need to intimidate me.
I know, you keep calling me Lady Miranda when I've told you to call me Miranda. You're already intimidated.
I'm trying to adjust to it. I know you by reputation, and
you know how a witch's reputation can be.
Yes. Very carefully manufactured. Alex, is there anything more you need from me?
I just wanted to say, you probably already know, maybe I already told you, it's, but, you know, the whole reason I got started on this and, you know, started getting into trouble is because Mom and Dad are dead. Well, the people who raised me these last few years, at least, you mean?
You can see the sadness in her eyes, and she turns to your compatriots and says, "Do you mind if the two of us have a moment alone?"
Please.
oh, step boy.
She switches her hand, and immediately, you and Miranda are covered in a veil of darkness, as she is alone with you. And she says, she removes her mask, and you see her face. The audience doesn't, though. Fuck you guys.
Wow. Okay.
She reveals her face to you, which you have seen before, so that you can fully see how this weighs on her emotionally. She says, "I am sorry I do not have time to grieve with you as they deserve us to grieve. There will be time for that. I promise there will be time for that, but there is not right now."
Of course. You have your obligations, and...
As do you. And... I wish I had the time to tell you everything, to prepare you for all that might be coming. There is so much going on right now, more than you even know already, and I do have duties, but I swear to you, and she cups your face with her hand, very tenderly, and she says, "I am not your guard, Mother, and I would not take that position. I am not your mother, or your adoptive mother, but you are like a child to me.
I
A
love
son
you
I
too.
did not have.
I love you
It's
too.
not just love. It is a protectorate. I swore when you were put in my care that I would do all in my power to keep harm from coming to you, and I intend to keep that promise. By my blood and my bones. By my true name, I swear it."
Holy shit.
Woof.
Yeah.
If that's not something she already
It is
Just
something she already
reiterating.
swore, but she's reinforcing it, renewing the
Yeah.
vow, as it were, and she says, "I will see that you are safe. Call on me and I will come as soon as I am able.
Thank
I
you.
do love you." And she gives you a hug, and then she reaffixes her mask, dispels the darkness.
And the first thing y'all hear out of his words, and out of his mouth, thank you. I needed that.
Sure, boy.
Trying very hard not to be obviously, like, interested.
And she looks for you and is like, may the goddess of crossroads bless your journey. May the road favor you, wherever you may travel.
And you as well.
Heed my advice, stick to your principles, and may we meet in happier times.
It's been so long. Happy times.
She gives a bow and disappears into the thin air.
I like to imagine it's like with a flash of the cape, she's gone.
Yeah, I imagine like her various robes and capes sort of swirl around her and sort of become like a purplish, blackish, reddish fog that, you know, or like smoke fumes that then immediately just sort of like dissipate into the air. I generally view like wizard and witch teleportation as being a very smoky affair. Because I grew up on classic Hollywood movies with magic.
It's theatrical, and given her whole mask motif with comedy and drama and whatnot,
it fucking kicks ass. I don't care if it's just a result of like primitive special effects. It kicks fucking ass. Disappear into smoke. It's cool.
Valid. There's just like stares for a second.
We are a dramatic bunch.
Yeah, O'Shea. You guys want some cookies?
Yes, please.
And you guys get some very nice, like, snickerdoodles. Unfortunately, while I've allowed for a lot of anachronisms and flora and fauna where they aren't, I don't think chocolate exists in Midgahheim.
No!
Yeah, so...
Bigfoot... A Bigfoot somehow made it over.
That is true.
Are you saying Bigfoot is the sole provider of chocolate?
Well, I mean, the thing is, Bigfoots would have traveled from the North American mythology's continent, which is connected to the South American's mythology continent. So, in a Monty Python-esque way, it's not possible that a Bigfoot carried cocoa beans with it to Midgahheim.
Are you suggesting cocoa beans migrate?
The magic of Midgahheim.
It's so we'll say jury's out on that still, on whether or not chocolate has made it over to Midgahheim. I guess if it did, it would by this time. But it's snickerdoodles. You got snickerdoodles right now.
I do love snickerdoodles.
Now someone in the comments is going to be like, actually, cinnamon doesn't exist in Europe either, and I have to be like, well, I'm just a fucking dumbass then, huh? I don't know about fucking cinnamon.
It would technically be from the Indonesian subcontinent. Yeah.
I'm kidding. No one's going to fucking comment that because only like 3 people watch our streams. But still.
Thank you for watching our streams.
We love you. I'm serious. Whenever there's comments on a stream of a session that I run or am a player in, it makes me happy.
Yes.
So much. Anyways, we have at least one more scene and we got 15 minutes or so to do it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, to Corpse.
Alright, you guys go to Miracle Medulla's office. When you get there, Miracle Medulla is sitting at the front, looking into space, very tired, like a person who has just had to endure a very long rant. Or 5.
Oh no.
Or 15.
Oh no.
He looks as if he has not slept much over the course of the night. And when you guys come in, there's like a wariness. Like part of him is like, oh thank God, someone else. But another part of him is like, oh God, what if they're annoying too?
Oh no.
How are you all doing?
Alex will fish in his pocket and pull out a snickerdoodle he saved and offer it to the doctor.
Oh, thank you.
It looks like you were a little down.
I'm not. I've just had a very talkative patient.
Is it corpse?
It's corpse.
I assume he's been pouring his heart out to you.
Yep. He's inspired, all right. Had to force him to sit down a couple of times because he really shouldn't be moving.
Looks like inspired.
In his defense, he did meet a god.
Yes, but yesterday he was barely coherent.
Yeah, well, that's also true today, just probably in the opposite direction.
Remember, Janice, he is a man of faith, and right now his faith has been shattered and possibly remade stronger than before.
The rest of you want to be involved in this?
I do.
Core nods.
Leica?
Involved in what? Sorry.
Talking to corpse.
Sure.
And Cassidy.
Cassidy. Love you,
Does the ghost wish to speak to the corpse? Speak with dead speaking with dead.
Lydia's been muted.
Yeah, Lydia's having a rough day.
Alrighty then.
Alright.
What was that?
Yeah. I think it was a door opening. You guys go into Corpse's room in the hospice. He is lying on a very comfortable bed. He is wearing loose-fitting, comfortable clothes. And he is scribbling like feverishly into a journal with a huge smile on his face.
Oh. Are you
When you come in, he looks at you all with like this fucking golden retriever bright-eyed expression.
Oh.
God!
What?
We met Mars!
Oh, yes, we did.
And he lays his head back on his pillow with his hands cupping his head. And he's just like, I was chosen for a higher purpose.
Janice takes off her mask.
Alex will sit by his bedside.
Yeah, she comes over and feels down. How are you feeling?
I never dared to hope. I thought to die in the service of my fellows would be the greatest I could achieve. And Dur told me that was all I had to aspire to be worthy in his eyes, and now he has set me on a far greater task. I don't know how I will do it, but I must try.
Alex will offer a smile to him.
I do not share your particular faith. However, I think I can relate to that hope for striving to a better tomorrow. Do you see now maybe what my point of view, what we were trying to tell you?
Yes, and it makes a lot of things make sense. When Dirt explained things, it seemed sensible at the time, but there were always doubts, and I pushed them down because that's what I had been told to do, but now I understand why the doubts were there. It was Mars calling to me, telling me that I was on a wrong path.
Corpse.
Yeah.
May I ask something of you?
Of course. I owe you all my life.
Who were you before you were corpse.
And that the golden retriever's smile falters, and he says, I was no one. I was a farm boy.
He's going to take Corpse's hand in his. I too am a farm boy. But sometimes we're chosen for noble purposes. And I can't think of anything more noble than the preservation of life. What was your name back then?
Gaius.
Gaius?
Gaius.
Nodding solemnly. Perhaps it's time to bury Corpse and let Gaius live again.
He nods, and he whispers, Mars is a farmer.
And so are you.
So are you.
Aww.
Mars is a farmer. The doctor says I need a week's rest at most, or at least, before I am fit to travel again.
And you had better listen to him, because Mars would not want you marching into war half broken.
I know that you are on the same glorious quest I am, but would you wait until I am fit to join?
Of course.
Of course.
I do not know what part I am to play. If I am merely to aid you, but I will do what I can. I will change the malicious minds.
Yes. Mars has tasked us to find his dragon, but I think you, more than anyone else here, would know what to do and what to say to change the hearts and minds of your brothers, because I am sure you're not the only one.
I'm sure too. I'm sure Mars is calling to all of them, and we will do our best to make them hear.
Also, did anybody preserve the armor?
Oddly, the armor has gone missing.
I will. Yeah, my mind was on the armor. Gaius.
Yes.
When we first saw you on the road outside the Dreamwood, we were in hiding. We didn't know what to make of you at then, but when I looked at your armor, there were runes upon it. I only got a quick look, so I recognized fire, which, of course, is befitting Mars, but when we spoke with him, and it seems that you met him too, he seemed to mention that he couldn't contact you, any of you. And it's only after Janice removed your armor to treat your wounds that he could finally reach you.
Corpse nods knowingly, says, Mars said that he has had trouble talking to us.
Who gave you that armor?
By the General. It was forged in Volcanth and brought to Martares, where all who are inducted to the Mars Militias wear their fealty and are given their armor.
And it seems that
But it's
your
only after we
general...
were given our armor that we were taught how to make our prayers.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
I think this entire time you've been praying to a different sort of god. Not the divine sort, but of very
He's been
human
keeping
origin.
us from talking to Mars.
Yes. Yes, he has.
Been denying us our god.
He has kept you in the dark.
I do not need a week. I will go.
No. Gaius, I saved your life.
Yes.
It is mine. You
Yes.
will not waste it.
I agree. I will not waste my life. I will take my rest, but it will be hard.
Remember that.
But that is war.
Gore, speak.
Remember that all is a war, including life. So live and fight that war.
Yes. As Mars said, the great war against death itself.
God, I hope that mindset's not going to create a lich somewhere down the line.
We find a corpse later in the road and become a great immortal wizard.
Liches don't work that way in Midgard.
Yeah, no, I
Instead
don't.
of liches, just what happens when a wizard manages to live way longer than they should.
No, I got you. I just like the drive to find some way to become immortal or outlive death. And you do fucked up shit when that's your goal.
He goes from one cultish belief to another. I will live forever! Fuck you, Pluto! Meanwhile, Pluto's just like sipping tea, looking at Mars. It's like,
no, Pluto is crying in Proserpina's lap. It's like, why do they hate me so much? I don't know, dear.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. Look, Cerberus with the ball again. Oh, I love my spotted dog. Yes, I know.
Oh.
Yeah, he is most definitely emo.
Oh god. God.
No, just anxious. I just
During summer and spring, it's like, I miss my wife at Mars.
That is canonically, I've drawn it, so yes.
I'll be back.
Gaius?
Yes.
I nearly didn't save you. But through all the interactions we'd had, tell that there was something in you. You had...
Your heart was in the right place,
Yes.
even if you were misled.
It's going to be strange when I have to tell people back home about this. See, Gaius, my home is Minervans.
He looks down, slightly ashamed.
I am aware. It's not your fault.
No, I am a weak-willed man. I was not made to lead, I was made to follow. And it has been my weakness of character that has allowed me to follow a misguided man.
I do not think he's misguided, guys.
But I hope not following Mars, following you, I can make a good man of myself.
You're already taking steps.
Our gods maybe have a complicated relationship.
But they're still family.
But they... Stop!
Sorry.
But they're still sibling. They shouldn't be... They don't need to be at war constantly. I would like for us to be proof of that.
Mars said we have to pull together, all of us who have survived. Followers of Mars and followers of Minerva alike, and all the other gods. And those who are godless. We are all united in being alive.
So I have.
And I will fight for the living.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Pats him on the shoulder.
Leica's gonna, like, I think for our next course of action, we should probably head to Vestia. To try to get it united with Junatonia and the Dreamwoods.
Yeah, so we're more or less done with the corpse scene. Let's determine that before we leave, because it's 11:03 and I do have work tomorrow. Where are we heading? We've got to vote for Vestia, which isn't too far out of the way.
I also would vote for Vestia. It's, I placed a route that I think is good.
I would like to go to Minerva's, and that is all. That is on the way.
So, like, okay, I'm gonna move us to the world map here. So we're here in Junatonia right now.
Yeah.
Minervans is down here. Now, there's a route that goes straight down from Junatonia, but it's not too far, too much of a backtrack to hit Vestia before getting there.
Yeah.
Especially since, like, going to Vestia and then going down and hitting the road would allow you to avoid the road right outside Jupitemi.
Yeah.
Which might be a little useful.
I believe that is wise.
Agreed.
Leica's logic is to get Vestia sorted out and on the same alliance. With the Dreamwoods and everything.
Oh wait, yeah, we also have a basis. Now that we know that the people of Jupitemi are not honoring hospitality laws, Vestia is the town dedicated to the goddess of the hearth and hospitality.
And it's right against the border with the Dreamwoods.
It's also important because the hearth and the harvest are now related to the domain of Mars.
They would definitely.
So there's importance for both Vestia and Celestial coming up.
Okay. So to Vestia, to Minervans, to Celestial.
Then through the Dionian forest, and we get to Ozymandias'
Oh, right.
Oasis.
We need to visit the forest anyway to do that favor for one of the Fae.
That is true.
Oh, and then we find a dragon.
Yep. Dragon somewhat up here, but also that's not like, defeating one of the major factions is not going to be easy. You might want to level up a bit more and do some stuff. So
yeah.
Saving the dragon for a bit later might be smart, just logistically speaking.
Yeah, that's my reasoning. I don't think we want to march into their heart.
Yeah, we don't want to walk into Junction Quarry just yet.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. So Vestia is where we're headed next?
Yeah.
That seems reasonable to me.
Sure.
Do you have any disagreement, Raven?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, that sounds like a good plan. I hope you all enjoyed this session of Wake of the Red Death. And next time, we're going to the town of the goddess of the hearth. What shall we encounter there?
Oh, God,
we shall see. See you all. I'm fairly certain you have, yes. It's an even-numbered session, and I'm pretty sure even-numbered sessions you would always level up.
Yeah, we had